So this project came out of a problem I was having, and then I realized it could be used more generally to control playing back video files when I'm not around my computer, when I'm somewhere else, a little bit further away. And I've got all these remote controls, and I've never really used them. And it turned out that I knew I could somehow solve the problem, but it turned out that I didn't really have to do anything at all. It was actually amazingly simple what happened. And I was just going to go over what happened and the other things I was thinking of doing, but it turned out that really I just had to use some things I already had. Then I had to make a keyboard shortcut, and that was it.
So what made all this happen was that it seems to me that when I'm around this over-the-air antenna, that I got that the video glitches sometimes. So I have a tendency to be away from my computer, and what I like to do is I like to watch the thing as it comes in, and sometimes the volume is really high, and it would like disturb my neighbor, especially when they do some sort of musical thing. So it'd be nice to turn down the volume without being at my computer. So what happened was I was looking around at remotes, and I understood that as a computing problem, it wouldn't be, it'd be something that I think would be achievable somehow, right? Basically, you got a remote control, you got some remote sensors. Somehow you would have to be able to respond to those things. Originally, I had been experimenting with my RTL SDR thing, which is always plugged in. I thought, oh, that would be really neat if I could use the remote from the RTL SDR thing, so that it's just ready to go as it is. But the trouble is, it only seems to work from like something like 8 feet. So I started looking through other stuff I had, and it turned out that I had some sort of equipment from my very first over-the-air card, which was the Diamond HD ATI Home Theater 600. And it came with some stuff that I never used. And I think it's back in like something like 2007 that this stuff was acquired. It was never used. It was just put away. When I did try this infrared dongle, it became apparent after a while that it was functioning as some sort of a keyboard. I think there might be other ways to access it, but straight up, it looks like a keyboard to the computer. And then I tried various remotes and nothing happened. And I thought, oh, well, I had to figure out how to access it. But really what it was is I just had to find the proper remote. And then it did, in fact, work like a keyboard. And certain keys either map to keys on the keyboard or some other sort of keys. I don't really know how it works inside the computer. But most of the keys were just the keys that MPlayer also happened to use. So that being the case, it's very convenient. And also I was missing the full screen key. So what I was able to do was go into system settings and make the full screen shortcut any button. So you press the button and then it gets that button. And in this case, I used the record button, and then I was able to do that. So in this picture here, you can see I've made the red. I've denoted the red keys as the ones that are being used. The green ones do apparently have an effect, a direct, immediate, effect. The other ones do, I guess, are recognizable by the system, but don't immediately do anything. And the green ones aren't particularly useful by themselves to be able to do anything, but the red ones are.
Okay, so it's going to go over how these keys work, and what's happening here is, see, I have to put the volume up pretty loud so that I have the option of making it loud again, because it's only be as loud as it can be. I can make it more soft, right? Making it more soft. Okay, so this is the full screen button. What's going on here? Okay, full screen button. Then we got the jump. Right. I see I have to point it down. I'm jumping forward quite a bit here, jumping back. The up and down arrows are jump a long way, and the left and right ones are jump just a bit. So here we are jumping just a bit. So I'll go full screen again. So I have to point it down here to do it. And right. And let's see what else. Is there anything else? I guess there's pause. Okay. There's another button for selecting audio tracks. I think it's this one here. Audio disabled, audio unknown, or is there anything I missed here? I think that's everything.
So originally, I thought I could control it using some sort of other computer across the room, using some sort of remote connection. And what I found in those cases was, for some reason, it doesn't display on the screen. You can run programs, but they don't seem to connect to the X server. So I never achieved whatever you had to do to be able to do that. So what I found out is that the M Player, the media player program, does have a slave mode where you can control it by making some sort of temporary file, then echoing things to the temporary file. So that was a framework I was tonight look at to be able to detect these things and then send it to them, and I'd have to make a calling program and all this, but it never got that far because it just works straight up. So it all turned out pretty good.